What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and so I got some news for you today, and not a lot of news, but some definitely interesting news I wanted to talk about. And then I also wanted to, as quickly as possible, discuss a conversation I had with a viewer or whatever. I mean, obviously he watches. I don't know if he's a subscriber, but he certainly views, and he's watched some of my videos, and he had some things to say, and it's in regard to Ryan Tannehill. I'll get to that in a minute. So first of all, there's some free agency news, even though technically free agency hasn't started yet, but it looks like that the Dolphins have signed tight end Dwayne Allen. I did report that he was in for a visit, but there hadn't yet been any contract signed. It looks like that has been official or been made official. So obviously he is familiar with Brian Flores and some of the other coaching staff as he came from the Patriots. Last year he only had 13 receptions for 113 yards. He's had 13 receptions and 113 yards in 29 games. So not even just last year, but over his past 29 games. The contract is 2 years for $7 million. Honestly, I'm not, that's as far as that goes. I mean, I don't have all of the specific numbers, so I'm not sure like what's guaranteed, what the incentives are, and so on and so forth. But even at that, that's only, roughly $3.5 million per year just off that basic figure, and that's not terrible. And we could use a little bit of help in the tight end room. A veteran presence would be great, but honestly though, realistically, when you look at it, he's not a big pass catching tight end, right? Like that's not really, his thing. He's more of a blocking tight end. And what we really need is a pass catching tight end. But we do have Mike Gesicki. Who I believe can still, flourish and develop. It was only his first year last year as a rookie, right? And it's hard for tight ends as a rookie. So, I think that, I don't think that last year is any indication of what Gesicki's going to be. And then we still have Nick O'Leary, who's done some good things for us. We still have Durham Smythe, obviously, from last year as well, who obviously is more of a blocking tight end. But Gesicki and Nick O'Leary are definitely more the pass catchers. And then we still do have Marquise Gray as well. As far as I know, he was put on injured reserve last year, but I think that he is still, as of right now, with the team. But anyway, so overall, I think that that's really a solid group of tight ends to work with going into the next year. And so having said that though, and with that signing, I wouldn't take a tight end anywhere in the draft at this point. I think that has now been, relegated to undrafted free agents. If we're going to get a tight end, take one there, because we definitely have more pressing needs to use our very few draft picks on. Okay, so I'm going to make this quick and as quick as I possibly can. So the comments made by this particular viewer about Ryan Tannehill and so on and so forth. So first of all, he started the conversation off by so actually before I get into that, so you guys know my position on Tannehill. You guys know that I think he gets far too much blame and not nearly enough credit. I think that it would be stupid to get rid of him, at least until his contract is up, blah, 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 right? So, whatever. He, obviously, is on the opposite side of that argument, and he's trying to say that we should get rid of Ryan Tannehill. So, his defense was, it started off, I mean, there was it's been a lengthy back and forth at this point, but he starts off by saying that, Tannehill sucks and we need to get rid of him because other teams wish they had a good offensive line, and that's not an excuse. Wait, what? That just doesn't make any fucking sense. Let me explain why. First of all, the quarterback is not the only position on the fucking field. Okay? It takes 11 guys to execute properly and well and at a high level for things to work out well. Okay? This is the NFL. All the players, even the worst players in the NFL, are still some of the top crop from the overall country. Okay? So it takes 11 guys. The quarterback is not the only fucking guy on the field. Alright? So that means that it takes his receivers, his running backs, his tight ends, and yes, his offensive line. If you have an offensive line that doesn't open up running lanes to ease the passing game, the burden on the passing game, and if you are unable to protect your quarterback, and you have a quarterback who is the most sacked quarterback in the league for 4 straight years because you failed to address the big guys in front of him that keep him upright and able to do his job. If you neglect doing that, then you have a guy who is the most sacked quarterback in the league. You have a guy who takes a beating, who's pissing blood at the end of 1 year because of the beating that he's taken. Right? So the first point is, of course, the goddamn offensive line is super important. Anybody who sits there and argues that the offensive line is not, important, is not part of the problem, is not, a fundamental issue, and anybody who does not use that part of the context when discussing and evaluating Ryan Tannehill, I'm sorry. Look, I'm just so fed up with it. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. So for all of those, I'm sorry. I try not to get, super emotional over it, but I hate fucking repeating myself, and I hate going over this time and time again. But I have so many fucking idiots that are like, no, just Tannehill sucks, and it doesn't matter about the offensive line. No, you're a fucking moron, and it matters. It absolutely fucking matters. Also, who the fuck cares what other teams want with their offensive line? That doesn't matter at all. It's super irrelevant to the Dolphins. What is the Broncos offensive line or their desires to have a good one have anything to do with the Miami Dolphins? It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. He was trying to tell me that it is a moot point. The offensive line being bad is a moot point. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm sorry. I try not to be rude. I try not to go around being like people are fucking stupid. But I'm sorry. That's just fucking stupid. How are you going to say that it's a moot point that our offensive line sucks dick? Excuse me. Let's try not to get too over the top here. Okay? It is a super relevant point. And it is super irrelevant what the other team's offensive line status is or their desires to have a good one. Okay, so, and I'm not going to get into all the stuff in the middle, but towards the end, towards in the last comment that I put on there, I mean, and first, or before I get to that, actually, I will say about all the rest of it that just like most other people who hate on Tannehill or who hated on Gase or whatever, or who, people who just bitch and moan and complain about anything with the Dolphins or anything in general, there's no facts, there's no data to support it. People just bitch and complain, because they're all fucking butthurt. Sorry, sad fucking day for you. If you have some fucking legitimate facts and data and you're using logic and reason in your approach to evaluate these things, then let's have a fucking discussion. But if you're gonna sit here and say dumb shit like, it's a moot point that our offensive line sucks, well, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking idiot. And I can't have that conversation with you because you're too stupid to have that conversation with, and there's really no getting, through to you. So, again, I'm sorry. I mean, this video is probably gonna, upset some people, but frankly, at this point, I just don't care because it's just, I'm tired of having these conversations with idiots. So anyway, so at the end, here's how I'm gonna wrap this video up. So at the end, this is what I said to him. And just to be clear, I don't actually want this to happen. I don't. But here's what I said to him. I was like, you know what? Fine, fuck it. How about this? Let's cut Ryan Tannehill. Let's save that supposed 18.75. Well, I mean, it's not supposed. We would save that money. There would still be I don't remember the number, but it's either 10 or 13 in dead money, right? That we would have to still have and incur on our cap space if we get rid of him. Okay, let's get rid of him. Let's not get a quarterback in free agency. Let's chase a quarterback. So let's go ahead and trade away some of our draft capital so we can move up and so we can get Kyler Murray or Dwayne Haskins or whoever the fuck, right? So that way Dolphins fans are fucking appeased so they can fucking, wipe themselves and put on a brand new pair of panties, okay? And so they can celebrate and be joyous. Let's neglect to fix the offensive line. Okay, let's, as some people in the media had put out in their mock drafts, let's not even take or think about an interior offensive lineman until like round 7, okay? And then let's throw this dude into the fire first year when he's an unknown commodity that we really don't know anything about, honestly. We don't know how he's going to fare in the NFL. It's going to be his first year. He's going to be a rookie. Let's throw him into the fire, okay? And let's watch him get his ass beat. Let's watch him get put into a fucking body cast because the offensive line is incapable of opening up holes and protecting him when he drops back to pass, okay? Obviously, I don't want that stuff to happen, but if that's what it takes to get people to fucking get it through their fucking thick heads, then so fucking be it, dude, because this is absolutely ridiculous. This is so fucking stupid. I really can't believe that people actually think that we could just go draft some dude, some random fucking guy that, whatever, that people say whatever, that he did whatever in college, right? All of those are data points, but they're not guarantees, okay? Just because a dude did well in college, or just because he has these skills, or just because, people say flowery fucking things about him, doesn't mean he's gonna have success in the NFL. Okay, so, let's bring this dude in. Let's have some random fucking guy that we don't know shit about. Let's throw him in there, baptize him by fire, and let's see what fucking happens. Okay, and it's so stupid. I really can't believe that people think that they believe that you can take this random fucking dude, and just because, scouts and the media is saying all these great things about him, and just because he had a good college career or whatever, and just because he's a first round pick and you chased the dude, you went after your guy and you spent draft capital to get him and all this other dumb shit, right? Just because you do all that, people get this idea in their head that, oh, he's just gonna be great. It's the same thing with Brian Flores. So many fucking Dolphins fans are trying to anoint this dude the second coming of Christ, just because they were irrationally upset with Gase because of what? Things that were completely out of his control, because they were impatient and illogical and allowed their emotions to rule over and not allow them to make the proper decisions and evaluations, logical decisions. They just get in the heat of the moment and they're like, I don't like Gase and Tannehill because we're not winning the games that I want us to win, and I'm so triggered by that. Right? Like, come on, dude, get the fuck out of here. It's fucking stupid, right? It takes more than that. There's goddamn 11 fucking players on the field. There's 11 players on the field. Oh, by the way, because I know there's going to be some motherfuckers up in the comments being like, you sit there and talk about how you don't want people to get emotional, but you're getting emotional. Yeah, I'm getting emotional. But for the vast majority of this, it's actually controlled emotion, and it's not preventing me from being logical. It's not preventing me from being logical, okay? It's not preventing me from being reasonable. It's not preventing me from taking in the full context, okay? It's not preventing me from seeing facts and truth. Jesus Christ. I'm emotional because I'm just fucking tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. It's so fucking annoying, and I'm so tired of people's fucking stupidity. Not just in football, but in life and in the world in general. Jesus Christ. It really is frustrating. So yeah, look, man, I mean, we still have to wait and see how things play out, but I'm telling you, man, if we get rid of Tannehill, we go get one of these fucking quarterbacks that everybody's fucking, you know, shitting themselves over, and we don't fix the offensive line, if those three things happen, if Tannehill goes, we go get, you know, a quarterback in round 1 or 2, because I don't think we should take a quarterback anywhere higher than round 3, and that might even be pushing it a little bit considering the quality of this quarterback draft class. But if we get rid of Tannehill, we get a quarterback in round 1 or 2, and if we neglect to fix the offensive line adequately, at least, at a bare minimum, adequately, which we're very far from doing, especially if Juwan James leaves, then I promise you, hear me now, quote me later, we can play this video back. I'll even, you know, take a clip from my own video to show you guys. But if those three things happen, we are going to have a disaster this upcoming year. Things are not going to go anywhere near what Dolphins fans and everybody is expecting. We're going to see a lot of the same mistakes be repeated, and then we are going to be stuck in either mediocrity or, you know, a shitty team for the next few years, and then Brian Flores is going to get fired because everybody's going to get fucking fed up with him, and then it's going to be the same old fucking shit. Watch. Now we'll see. Obviously, because I'm a person who cares about facts, I'm here to say that obviously that is also not a guarantee. Just as much as Brian Flores being the next coming of fucking Christ, football speaking, right? It's not a guarantee that we're gonna fail either. So we have to wait and see. But logic would dictate that if you make the same fucking mistakes that you have made in the past, well, then you're gonna reap the same benefits. So we'll see. Anyway, for those of you who don't get upset by this video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had to let it out, man. I had to let it out. I really did, because again, I'm really getting tired of this, man. I'm like, I mean, of course it's not going to deter me from like making videos. It's not going to deter me from interacting with people or having these conversations and trying to get people to, like, you know, be reasonable, but it's so annoying. And again, keeping politics out of it, but just to mention real quick, because it plays to the bigger picture, like, and that's part of my frustrations, is that, you know, our world is going to be destroyed, and humanity is potentially in the next decade or so going to be facing extinction because people are fucking stupid, right? So anyway, for those of you who don't get upset by the fact that I'm calling a bunch of, you know, uneducated, illogical, unreasonable, ignorant people stupid, then I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And if you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.